Hey everyone, Jan here, and today I am going to be doing a manga tag, and it actually is my first tag. This is the first time I've ever been tagged in something, so I'm kind of nervous and excited. Um, and the tag is top 3 manga tag, and I was tagged by WhyMeManga, and I'm going to be putting his channel and the video he did his tag into the description, so you guys can go ahead and watch that. Um, well, without further ado, let me get to it. This tag consists of the top 3 of 10 questions that consist of top 3 things. So let's get to question number 1. Top 3 shonen manga. Um, it was kind of hard because I think pretty much all shonen manga is kind of the same, so it was kind of hard to pick out which ones I think are top 3 because like I just said, it's kind of all like the same. I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, I love shonen, of course. Everyone loves shonen. Well, if you don't, that's fine. But everyone, I gotta say, I guess the first one, I'll just get to it, is Full Metal. Um, very. This was actually the only one I could think of that's an easy pick because, it's actually my favorite manga series of all time. But I guess it could be, my one of my top 3 shonen manga. So that's that. Another is Rurouni Kenshin, because when I was thinking of one that I really like more than the others, this would be an obvious choice. Because it's unlike the other shonen. It's much more um it's a little more deep than the rest of the shonen. It's just senseless fighting, but this is more character building and more story, and the fighting actually just adds on like a spice. It's very very cool. You guys should check it out. And then the other next one is, and of course, Dragon Ball. Of course, who wouldn't pick Dragon Ball as one of their top 3 shonen? The reason why I actually put that is because it's actually a classic for me. Um, I actually first bumped into Dragon Ball. I forgot if I first bumped into it as an anime first or the manga, but I remember as a little kid, it's basically what got me into the whole manga anime thing. And I remember um, sophomore year of high school, I saw it at the library because I actually never finished the manga as I was a kid. But when I was in sophomore, they had it all there. I was 16, and I'm like, bam, I marathon everything, and I did not regret it. Very awesome. Um, so that's the top 3 shonen manga. Now, question number 2, top 3 seinen. Now, this one was a lot harder because I've always had a hard time trying to pick out the picked seinen, and I kind of had to search um my list of manga that I've read, either online or physical, to see what would be considered seinen. And of course, I'm just gonna get right to it. Pluto is one by Naoki Urasawa and Tezuka. Well, Makoto Tezuka. And this is basically Naoki Urasawa's version of the Strongest Robot on Earth arc of Astro Boy, and if you really like Astro Boy, you really like this, considered a seinen, so I picked that. And I don't really have the other 2 selections that I have, so I'm just gonna say them. It's 20th Century Boys by the same creator, Naoki, and then Berserk. And funny thing is, I actually haven't even started reading the manga, but I have watched the anime, and it is amazing. So I was like, well, why not consider it just as good manga, since I'm gonna be reading it, of course. So there's that. Now question number 3, top 3 mangaka or manga authors. First one is very obvious, Akira Toriyama. Very, very, very memorable stuff that he always writes. Dr. Slump, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, now Dragon Ball Super, Um, all the one shots, which I actually own a couple, Sandland, um, yeah, Sandland and Kona, I think was the name of the other one. And it's just he always mixes in humor with action very well, and that's what I love about him. His art style is also very lovely. It's never changed. It's always stayed the same, and it's always awesome. So next is um, Naoki Urasawa. Like I said, the reason why I really, really, really like him as an author is because he really knows how to depict characters' emotions very, very well. I don't know how he does it. Just from the covers, you can just tell. You can feel the anger that he's feeling here. He's very good at expressing emotion and very, very deep with story. That's why I really love Naoki Urasawa's work. And, you know, if you haven't read this, I bet you guys have read 20th Century Boys or Monster, so you guys would understand if you have. Then the last one would be Hiromu Arakawa, and she's actually one of the few female authors that I've read, and funny thing is it's my favorite series. And that's kind of the reason why I love her, is because she made this, and it's just the best. And she really knows how to put a story together very well, and really knows how to put a world together, and just she's very good at writing characters that have deep character development. That's why I had to put her on there. So on to the next question, question 4. Top 3 longest series you own. So first is Full Metal, and I own not on the first 9. So there's that. And the next Naruto, which I own 2 volume ones. And it kind of jumps 2, 3, 4, 55, and then an omnibus of 28, 29, 30. So that's 7, but if I wouldn't consider omnibus as one, it'd be 9. So there's that. And then Bleach, which which is just okay actually. So I don't even know why I have as many as I do. I have 9 volumes as well, kind of skipping a few volumes, but I have 9. And The Legend of Zelda, which I have 8 of the volumes. I'm missing Twilight Princess, The Wind Waker, and Skyward Sword. So there's those 3 that I'm missing, and then I would have everything, all of them so far. And that was that. So then next question, top 3 series you want to get invested in. Of course I'm not gonna have these, but I know you guys are gonna recognize the name of this one, Soul Eater. Reason why I really want to get invested in it is because I watched the anime a couple years ago, and it was amazing. It was so well executed and fun and such a thrill ride. So I'm like, hey, why not read the manga? So that's a priority right now. So I really want to get invested in that. Another one is I do have the 4th volume of this one, Tokyo Ghoul. Because I want to get invested in this because, you know, I've heard things here and there about people saying, oh, it's like the next best thing, and I'm like, well, it looks cool, the concept is cool, so I'm gonna give it a try. I really want to start reading this at some point and start collecting the rest too. And then the other one, which I don't have, is Parasite. Oh boy, Parasite is probably one of the best anime I've ever watched. Oh my god, that Shinichi is one of the best characters I've ever run into. So the anime is awesome, and if you guys have watched Parasite, then you know what I'm talking about. It is awesome. The story, the art style, the animation, everything about it. So I'm like, hey, you know, the manga would of course be probably much better or just as good, so I'm definitely gonna be reading that. I really want to invest my time in that. So that's that. Question 6. Top 3 series you got too invested in. Now this is where it gets tricky. Kind of had to think about this for a bit. Naruto. And I really wouldn't consider it being invested too much in because I already finished it. I actually just finished it a couple last year around September or so. I kind of marathon. I stopped at like volume 42. Um, yeah, I'm volume 42 a couple years back, and I'm like, I kind of feel like I've put too much time into it, and it seems to be deteriorating. I kind of stopped right around, well, never mind, that's a spoiler. I'm not gonna say that. But around volume 42, then I picked it up, last year around August, and I'm like, I shouldn't really be doing this, and I finished it, and I kind of feel like with an ending like that, the way it just kind of all finalized, I felt like I kind of wouldn't have wanted to waste my time with it. But I liked it. I liked it. Just not as much as I would have. So I kind of feel like I invested too much time in Naruto. Thought it was gonna be much better. The way it ended. Next is Fairy Tail. Oh boy, shots fired. Yeah, that's right. I said Fairy Tail, and I know because I kind of constantly review the newest chapters of Fairy Tail, so it's kind of a surprise that I would say this, but yes, I kind of feel like I'm investing too much time on this. I don't know why. I'm kind of half doubting of. I still have the feelings of wanting to just drop it. Um, and I just started collecting this finally. I have 25, 26, 27. But let's see. I don't really know why. I kind of feel shaky on the reasoning why. Okay, because I stopped around volume 16. I picked it up a couple years back, the manga, and I stopped at volume 16. Then recently, around the same time when I picked up Naruto again, I started again. I marathoned it all the way to the newest chapters, and then from then on, you guys know that I've been doing chapter reviews, and I've kind of been liking the way it's going now. But if it kind of deteriorates again the way it did halfway, like around after the Magic games, I think it's whenever it kind of deteriorated quality. If it kind of goes down that path again, then I really will think that I've just invested too much time on it. Then so there's that, and I don't have a copy of this to show you, but Black Butler. Oh boy, and do I know that that's popular. I'm kind of around volume 13 or 14. I don't know, I haven't read it in a while, but I just felt like it was yeah, I kind of feel like I've just put too much time on it. It's usually not my kind of thing, and I really forced myself to kind of like it, and it's kind of funny. It's funny, of course. That's what I like about it, the humor, but um I kind of feel like I have put too much time on it, and I should like be putting my time into other series rather than reading stuff like that. So yeah, that's that. Question 7. Top 3 series you thought you'd like more than you do. Oh, this is where it gets interesting. First, I have Inuyasha. And I know there's a lot of Inuyasha fans out there. And this actually has more to do with the anime than this, because I actually remember as a kid, I used to watch the anime all the time, and I've had this for as long as I remember, by the way. You kind of can see by the quality there. But I've also read kind of the manga and watched a lot of the anime, and I like it, but I guess when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I really liked it, but now I feel like I've kind of outgrown it, and I know it's kind of a silly thing to say because it's very action packed and it's very deep, but I kind of felt like the outgrew effect, like I've outgrown it, so that's why I kind of picked it as I I thought I'd like more than I do now. Um, and next is Fairy Tail, and like just like you heard me explain before, I used to like it up to the first 16 volumes a lot, but then after that, I don't really like it as much anymore because it's kind of the same stuff over and over and over again. Kind of, it's very repetitive. It's kind of dumb, really, the way the conflicts always resolve just so simplistically and so friendship-like. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying it's kind of a repetitive story, just with different conflicts. And it seems like that's not really the case this time, and I hope it does turn out this way right now. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it That's why I'm gonna have it on this. That's one of them. And the other one is Wolf's Rain. Wolf's Rain. Yes. And I just realized this is actually question 8. I'm sorry. I kind of skipped over 7, but this is a question 8. So um the reason why I really wanted to read this was because, as it says on the back here, from the creators of Cowboy Bebop, and I'm like, Cowboy Bebop, what? That's my favorite anime of all time. Very amazing. I'm really gonna like this, but not really. I do not. I kind of give it like a 3 stars. It was kind of a letdown because of that, so it's kind of a biased opinion, I know, but that's kind of how I feel about it. It was kind of a letdown because I had expectations. See, that's the reason why. I thought I was gonna like it more than I do because of my expectations from the creators. So, kind of let down, but it's still okay. I have both volumes, so it's kind of complete. Now, the actual question 7. Sorry. Top 3 series you thought you wouldn't like, but did. And I don't have a volume to show you, and I'm actually right now reading it online as we speak. Well, not right now, like before I did this video. I was reading it right now, and that's Rosario to Vampire. Now, the reason why I didn't really thought I'd like it was because of vampires. Never really been my thing. The only vampires that is okay in my book is Dracula and Alucard from back Castlevania. Those are my vampires. But as soon as I ran into this, I was kind of hesitant. It was at my library. They had the first 5 volumes. No, 6. And I checked them all out. And I'm like, it seems kind of shaky. It kind of seems like a girly vampire thing. But no, it's actually full of shonen action, surprisingly. And it's kind of a very cute harem story, too. You guys should check that out. So yeah, I actually really like it. You could say it's kind of like a guilty pleasure manga. Actually, this question, I would reword it as top 3 series that are your guilty pleasure manga, because that's kind of what you thought you wouldn't like but did, kind of means to me. So next is D and Angel. I also don't have one to show you, but D and Angel, if you know that, I thought it was girly, of course. It's so weird, it's dumb, it's for girls, but when I picked it up, I thought it was actually kind of fun. It's actually kind of enjoyable. I really like it. I don't know why. Maybe my taste is changing recently. But D and Angel is actually not really what I thought it was at all. I thought it was just gonna be some shoujo type girly thing, but it's not really. It's actually mysterious and fun and very cute. So that's that. And then I actually do have one for this. Pretty Face. A gender bending adventure. Of course, I am not into gender bending whatsoever, but I saw this very cheap. I'll go ahead and tell you at Goodwill. And I'm like, whoa, less than $1 for this, sure, but it's gender bending, so why not? I'll just give it a try. Maybe I'll experiment with my taste. And oh, whoa, showed a little too much there. Hopefully, don't get me in trouble. But yeah, this is kind of out of my comfort zone, but it's actually very funny. So that's why I liked it. And yes, it's it's mature, but not that much. It's only 6 volumes, and I read through it completely, and it's very funny. And I'm glad I got out of my comfort zone to read this, because I really like it more than I thought it would. Then I really thought I wasn't gonna like it, but I do. Question number 9. We're almost done here. I know I've spent a lot of time. I should probably hurry up. Top 3 manga with the best world building. When I thought this is actually a hard question I had to really think about, because I had to consider what I thought of world building. And what I think about the best world building is what the setting is, the characters that are in it, and what the purpose of this world is. So basically, I'm a huge RPG fan, so when I ran into Is It Wrong to Pick Up Chicks or Girls in a Dungeon, I absolutely fell in love with the world. It's not like Sword Art Online where it's like game, or not Overlord where it's like using just simple mechanics from RPG like things, or like an RPG like game. Like is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Is actually just feels natural. It feels real. The world is based around actual mechanics of like an RPG game. You explore a huge dungeon like place that you fight monsters and you gain experience where you actually level up naturally and you become stronger, like physically. You use magic. It's just very natural. That's what I really love about this world. um you guys really should check it out because it's pretty funny. Pretty funny, and it's also a harem, if you're into that. um just to throw that out there. Next is Dragon Ball, and this is again a bit biased because I am absolutely in love with Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. Akira Toriyama just, I don't know how he does it, but he just always gives this love-filling world. And I wish I was in that Earth instead. I really did, because it seems so much more fun, like a much more fun-filled Earth. That's why I like Dragon Ball in the world building there. And the last one on this one is 20th Century Boys. And boy, do I gotta say, the reason why I picked 20th Century Boys for this was because it just was so amazing. The world it's based around, it has this 70s touch. And of course, it's based around the 70s and up until the the millennium, the 2000, and it just feels like you're really during that time period. It really gives you the feeling, and because Naoki Urasawa really knows how to execute a perfect just world, whether it's futuristic, whether it's in the 70s, and the characters that are in it just really emphasize that even more. Their talk, dialect, what they do for fun, like rock throwing and stuff like that. It's just very, very good. The world building is awesome in that series. 20 cent. That alone is basically why you should read it. The world itself, just to see it. And the last question is top 3 manga characters. And I actually wished I could have put Shinichi from Parasite on here, but it was such a hard competition. I gotta say, first is L. I love L from Death Note. He's amazing. He's clever. He's smart. His position is funny. I actually started doing that sitting position he gets in all the time. He's just a very lovable character. Shikamaru. He's my favorite Naruto character besides Deidara. Because he's just the smartest guy. It doesn't matter what situation he gets himself in, he knows how to get himself out because he can really calculate hundreds and hundreds of moves ahead. And I think, wow, I've never heard of such a character being able to do that. It's genius. And it's funny because it's humorous and ironic because it's all surrounded by this lazy attitude and personality. So that's why I really love this guy. It's awesome, Shikamaru. There's just so much to tell about him. And my absolute favorite manga character of all time is Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist because it kind of goes on a more personal level. When I read this, I actually felt myself, and I actually watched the not Brotherhood, but the other anime first before I ever ran into the manga. But when I watched the anime, I actually really felt connected to Edward because one, we're both small for our age, like very small compared to everyone else. I used to get very irritated like he does when someone makes fun of my size, and the love for his brother, like I could kind of relate. For some reason, the reason why I love him the most in the manga and anime is because I feel like I've never connected with a character as much in a series as much as Edward. He really touches my heart, and I feel like I really see myself in him. That's it for my first manga tag, the top 3 manga tag. I don't really know much people because I don't really do this sort of thing, but I guess I'm going to tag my awesome buddy Hexin Shadowstone, and I'll go ahead and put her channel on the description. And also, like I said, the person who tagged me, WhyMeManga. I'll also put his channel in this video on the description. And if you guys also want to do it, you can go ahead. I'm not stopping you. I'll put the questions on the description as well, so you can do it yourselves if you want to. Anyway, spread the word, and hopefully let's connect doing tags. I really enjoy doing this, being able to share my opinion and my thoughts through a tag. Very enjoyable. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you sticked around the whole time, I really appreciate it. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye. Thanks for listening to my nonsense.